Hello, viewers again. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Inside Geography with Saad Rahoojo. As you know, that this is the lecture series, video lecture series, where we have been discovering and we have been discussing and covering the different topics of geography. So in this case, I've been, covering the topics from the major divisions and classifications of geography. So today, the topic which I have brought for you is the again, I'll say, very interesting and very popular topic. Uh, Thou has been, taught in many, many subjects of physical sciences, but it's also been a part of geography. So the topic of today's discussion or in the lecture is the universe in the solar system. But before going to this topic, uh, uh, because what I'm saying to you is this topic would be more interesting because it's based on some facts, and also same time these are such topics where everybody is so excited to know about them, because there are certain doubts and the myths and some confusion on the part of these subject, on the part of people, related to these subjects. So people want to know again about these topics. Another thing is that as far as the geography is concerned, now this particular topic, I will not go into the very much in the depth of this topic, but we will discuss the basics, and what are the the process was involved in the evolution of the universe, and the same time in the making of the solar systems. But as far as the geography is concerned, geography is not that type of subject where you need to go to the labs every time to test the hypothesis or the opinion or anything. It's that type of subject where you can, because geography is a is being there in your daily life. Whatever you are been observing or you're seeing or you have been feeling, it's all the geography. Like weather, the landscape, the natural environments, changes of seasons, temperature, pressure, and the different process, because we have been growing with these phenomena. So geography is not like you have to every time be in a lab to testify these things. It's not a hard or difficult science. It's a basic science where you can, by using your logic or understanding or the observation, you can reach a conclusion, or you can explain the phenomena. So uh, you know without wasting our time, let's go to the topic, to the lecture. But thing is that before, I was thinking to bifurcate this topic, universe and the solar system. But then I realized, because this topic is so interrelated to each other, and the process of evolution, the evolutionary process is almost same, because it is in the series. So first we have a universe, then after universe we have the solar system. So I thought go with the combined topic or the combined lecture. It could be a lengthy topic, so I'll say be with me and be patient, because in today's world, people have lost their patience, because if it's anything, beyond the entertainment, people don't focus. It's unable to focus on them. So I hope you'll be with me whenever we'll go through this topic. So let's go to the slides and discuss the. So what I told you, it's about the universe and the solar system. So universe and solar system, the both topics are the part of earth sciences or physical sciences. So geography also, in geography, like the students of BS part 1, they from their beginning, uh, they they learn about these process or learn about the universe, solar system. So in a BS part 1, when we have a fundamentals of geography, uh, uh, after the introduction of geography, the next topic is the universe and the solar system, because in geography we are concerned to the earth. So whatever the features of earth, the age, the size, and what are the geological process of earth. So because we are also being concerned with the evolution of earth, birth of the earth. So birth of Earth will go to the universe and solar system. So it's everything start from the universe. So in the Encyclopaedia Britannica defines the universe as everything that exists, including matter and energy. So everything which is being present is universe, you can say, whether it's a matter or energy, it's all the universe what we have. So the true size of universe is not known and it's difficult to even imagine. So we don't know what is the true size, how universe is big, we don't know about this thing. So it's still what the technology or understanding or scientific sources we have, we are unable to ascertain or determine how big is the universe is. So the universe so big that the most advanced telescope made by man could not determine its limits. So we don't know about the limits or how long and big is the corner or the size of the universe. So alternatively, the universe is known as the cosmos. The other name of universe is being cosmos, and the study of the universe is called cosmology or astronomy. So the scientific study of universe is the astronomy or the cosmology. They are also been a different subjects they are being taught in the university. So the universe includes everything that we perceive. So what we are perceiving, what we have been feeling, what we have been observing is all the universe. So it consists of matter concentrate into galaxies and stars, planets, and interstellar gases. So whatever we have a stars, we have a planets, we have a galaxies, we have a gases, these all make the universe. Another thing is that it has also been said there might be another universe. We don't know, there might be many more universe, because even we haven't reached to this universe in which we are being. So we don't have enough knowledge. I'll say we don't have a much knowledge. Every knowledge, I'll say the knowledge, exclusive knowledge about the universe. So there might be other universe, nobody knows about that. So the studies or observation or it's going on. So let's see, might be in future we might have a more knowledge or information regarding other universe or about this universe. So let's talk about the origin of the universe. The scientists believe that the universe began suddenly about 13 to 14 billion years ago, in the event called the Big Bang. So it has been that 14 billion years ago, there was a sudden blast, sudden explosion that was called the Big Bang. And from that, the universe evolved. So Big Bang theory actually, let us know, inform us regarding the evolution of the universe. So theory was proposed by Russian mathematician Aleksandr Friedmann and Belgian astronomer Georges Lemaître in the 1920s. So I might be, wrong in pronunciation. So these were the two, people who authored, one was Belgian, one was Russian in 1920s about that Big Bang or the evolution of. So there are two theories. Of one is the old one, another is the modern one. So by the Russian-born American physicist Gamow and colleagues in 1940, all matter in the time of Big Bang was tightly packed into infinitely hot and dense single point called the singularity. So what this theory says that all the matter were tied together in a one singular point, one minute smaller point. It was called singularity. From that singularity, there was sudden Big Bang, sudden explosion, and slowly and gradually afterward, there were the rest of the processes, and the universe came into being, and then the rest of the heavenly bodies came into being. So since the Big Bang, even the universe has been expanding and cooling. So once the universe was made, since then our universe is being expanding and the cooling. So if you talk about this temperature, average temperature, it's been cooling down, at the same time is been expanding. But again, I'll say we don't have a much knowledge that how much is been expanding, because we haven't reached the corner of universe. So still we don't have a knowledge. अभी तक हमें पास इतनी information नहीं है कि जो expand हो रहा है हमारा universe, यानी जो बढ़ रहा है, how long it's been expanding. So about 3 lakh years later, it was cool enough for atoms of hydrogen and some helium to come into some. As a part went on due to gravitational attraction, the atom began to form groups of immense gas cloud spread across all the space. So slowly, gradually, then we have two gases, hydrogen, helium, and they all, gases start to make the clouds and then start to revolve or move in a round shape. So slowly, gradually, rest of the, planet, so rest of the phenomena, rest of the features being formed. So it start from nebula, a singular, I told you before, from the singular point. So it is the interstellar cloud of dust, hydrogen, gas, and plasma in the first stage of star cycle. So what was the first star cycle of the star making? It was, cloud of dust, then one hydrogen gas. So we are leaving this one. So we already discussed. So thereafter began the process of formation of stars. So afterwards, then the star came into being, or start to form. So each nebula over time gravitationally compressed to such extent that extreme pressure at the center generated enough heat to start the process of nuclear fission. So when these clouds filled with the gases have an extreme pressure at the center, the process, afterward the process of nuclear fission start, and the gases start to emitted from that, and the stars start to form from them. So in this nuclear fusion reaction, hydrogen atoms fused into helium atoms, giving out a lot of energy in the process. So then afterward, we have a process of nuclear fusion where hydrogen converted into the helium, and then star forms. So thus the time each of original group of gas clouds become a galaxy comprising a huge number of stars formed out of the gaseous nebula. So afterwards, like these clouds convert into the galaxies, then galaxies convert into the star, because galaxies are based on the star. So even if you say the afterwards start to make, it's a similar, like they are the part of the galaxies. So now we are discussing the galaxies. A galaxy, what does mean by galaxy? Uska kya maksad hai? A galaxy is a large collection of stars, gas, and dust held together by their mutual gravity in the universe. So when we have a stars, dust, gases get together, packed together, under the influence of gravity, they make shape to the galaxies. So the universe is populated by billions of galaxies. So in a universe, we have a billions Arab galaxies. Their number might be so large. So galaxies are many size, and even the smallest of them contain millions of stars. So there are billions of galaxies in a universe, and in a universe there are millions of stars. So if you talk about the smallest galaxies, it is also containing the millions of stars. So most galaxies are either elliptical or spiral. So there are two types of galaxies: elliptical or the spiral. Elliptical, like a egg shape, a circular shape, and spiral galaxies. You can see here spiral galaxy like a coil shape or corkscrew. So they have always a wings. They have been moving. So something like this. Look at these are the wings. So like a coil, or so there are an estimated, and another one is the elliptical. So there are an estimated 50,000 million galaxies in the universe. So there's estimation. एक estimation के मुताबिक हमारे पास 50,000 million long. So the space between the star and the galaxy is known as interstellar space. So the space between these galaxies in the universe, they are called this is called the interstellar space, while the space between galaxies is called intergalactic space. The galaxies, because slowly and gradually we come to the solar system, then the Earth. So the galaxies, where I told you there are millions of galaxies in the universe. So the galaxies in which we are being living, or we are part of that galaxy, is called the Milky Way Galaxy. Is one of the galaxies. So our sun belongs to the galaxy called the Milky Way Galaxies. It is a spiral galaxy. It's a spiral galaxy, and contain more than 200 million stars. So it is a spiral galaxies. This one. So we have a galaxy which is called the Milky Way Galaxy. It has this type of shape. So it's a spiral galaxy, which is a so what is saying? So it has a 200 billion stars. So in our Milky Way galaxies, we have a 200 billion stars. So it is a disk-like structure, with most of the star lying in the plane of the disk. The diameter of Milky Way is about 150,000 light years. So 150,000 light year is the diameter of the Milky Way. So you can imagine, you can guess from that how big is the Milky Way. So light year, therefore 60 seconds in 1 minute, 60 minutes in 1 hour, 24 hours in a day, and approximately 365 days per year. We multiply all together and we get the diameter. So, so the light year is approximately 2.9 trillion miles. So you can imagine light years. So through light year we can guess or judge or calculate the diameter of. So you can understand from that how big is the Milky Way. So our Earth orbits the sun. Everybody knows our Earth has been orbiting or revolving around the sun. The solar system travels around the center of the Milky Way. Our solar system is traveling around the Milky Way along its other stars. So our sun along the other stars, sun is one of the stars in the Milky Way, which has also been moving around in the Milky Way. So it takes about 200 million years for the sun to complete one rotation. So if you talk about the rotation of a sun, it takes 200 million years to complete one rotation. Celestial bodies in the universe. So the things which are being present in the universe, we call them the celestial bodies or astronomical objects. So one thing is common, these all astronomical objects, that all astronomical objects in the sky such as sun, the moon, the star are collectively known as celestial bodies. They are separated from, so they are separated from each other by the immense region of emptiness called the space. So these celestial bodies, they are separated, they are far away from each other through the space, through the empty, which is called the space. So the space along with the celestial body make up what we call the universe. So these space met together give shape to the universe. The universe in Phaeton is mostly empty space. Measuring distance, now we are, the celestial bodies, what are the characteristics of these astronomical or celestial bodies? So one thing, that these celestial bodies spin around imaginary line through itself called the axis. So these all bodies like the moon, the sun, and the rest of these stars, they are being spinning around. They are being moving around on its own axis. So one particular imaginary line, which is called the axis, so they are moving on that. The spinning rotation motion is called rotation. The axis of rotation pass into and out of body at 2 points known as north and the south. So they are being rotating like this. So so these all astronomical bodies, they are in round shape. They are held together in a space due to gravity, and they are also being spinning. So these are some characteristics of these celestial bodies. So now we comes to the stars. So we start from the universe. So after universe, we have a galaxies, because galaxies make the universe, and stars makes the galaxies. So now the stars are huge ball of burning gases. So these stars are actually the ball of burning gases like the hydrogen and the helium. So these two gases, they are the most found in this star. However, they look like tiny points of twinkling lights in the night sky, because they are extremely far from us. But they look so smaller, so little. When we look at the sky, they are just twinkling, just glowing. Why they look so small? Because they are so away from us. They are at a great distance from us. That's why they look so small. So in fact, only a very small percentage of actual number of stars visible to the naked eye at a night. So there could be millions of stars, but we only see the limited number of these stars through our naked eyes. So Sagan vividly stated that the total number of stars in the universe exceed in total number of grains of sand on all beaches of the world. So if you collect the sands which are being found at the beaches, the number of stars are more than that. Number of stars are exceeding. So दुनिया में जितने भी आप बीच देखते हैं, उस बीच में जितने सैंड्स पाए जाते हैं, जैसे रडार पाए जाते हैं, उनको कलेक्ट करें, उनको कैलकुलेट करें, तो स्टार्स उससे ज्यादा हैं in the universe. So it can give you you know, the guess how you know, big number is the star. So stars are only celestial bodies which generate heat and light. So they give you heat and light. Our sun is actually average size star. It is the nearest star. That light from the sun takes about 500 seconds or about 8.5 minutes to reach the surface. In terms of a star, we discussed that we have billions of stars in the galaxies. The galaxy in which we are is the Milky Way. So the sun is one of the stars in the Milky Way, but sun is the smallest of all stars in the galaxies. So one of the smallest, but still you can, you know, calculate, or you can, you know, guess that how much is the big that star. So its light takes in reaching 500 seconds, 7.5 of 8.5, almost 8 minutes to reach the surface of Earth. So how long at distance? It's about 150 million kilometers away from us. So this is the distance of sun and the Earth, 150 million kilometers. So how big could be the star if you compare with the Earth? So some star like sun occurs singly. Stars occurring in pairs orbiting around each other are called binary stars. So the stars, they are combined together, are being observed in the in the combination, or they are called binary stars. So if you find them in pairs, they are being called the binary stars. So in other cases, there are 3 or more stars grouped together. So let's go. So now we are coming to the solar system, the second part of our lecture, because I'm going so quickly. Still, I have lots of you know, slides to cover here. So because it's a lengthy or big topic. So before I thought that I should have a separate topic on that or separate lecture on that, but I said just go ahead because it's so interconnected. Then it will be easy for us to understand. So the solar system, also known as solar family, is made of the sun and their satellites and the celestial body, asteroid or comet. So if somebody asks you what is solar system, solar system is based on the sun, planets, then rest of the asteroids, comets, and meteorites, and also being the satellites. So they all combined together make the solar system. The sun is the center. Is at the center, is it the, you know, the key object in the solar system. So the solar system has sun at the center. The sun keeps its solar family together with the gravitational push. So because of gravitational push, kashish shakal, उसकी वजह से सारी चीजें वहाँ पे hold हैं, वहाँ पे वो खड़ी हुई हैं. The planet, the asteroid, the comets revolve around the sun is different orbits. So these all astronomical you know, objects like the planet, the asteroid, the comet, they all been surrounding the sun at the different orbits. So the solar system is considered to be about 4.6 billion years old. So if you talk about the age of solar system, it's 4.6 billion. If you compare the age of the solar system with the age of universe, so our universe came into being 14 billion years ago. But the solar system came to being 4.6 billion. So it took almost, you know, 10 billion. So it's a long time, you know. So it came into existence from the dust and gases of ancient solar nebula coming together, gravitational and fluttering over the million of stars. So it's similar. So we are not coming here. So it's the same process of nuclear fusion, you know, from the dust, from the gases, the sun was born. So now we come to the sun. What are the characteristics of the sun? So the sun is an average size, a huge ball of burning hydrogen and helium gases, and contain 99% mass of the solar system. So these hydrogen and helium gases, they contain 99% mass of the sun. So they are being the leading gases, leading material in the sun. So like most star, it is powered by nuclear fission in its core, which convert hydrogen to helium with the release of vast amount of energy. So when the hydrogen is converted to the helium, we get the light, we get the solar insolation or the energy. So the sun rotates on its axis is about 27 days. So sun has also been rotating. The rotation period of sun is 27 days. So like the earth has been rotating, similar the sun has also been rotating. Sun has not been steady. So the period of rotation of sun is the what to say is the 27 days. The temperature of the sun surface around 6,000 centigrade, while it is hot is 15 million centigrade at the center. So the surface temperature of sun is 6,000 centigrade, while if you go to the core at the middle of the sun, you will find 15 million centigrade of temperature. So look at how so our earth doesn't feel that much heat because it is far away from the sun, about 150 million kilometers. So I told you before, we don't feel at that much of heat. It should be, if you compare the surface temperature or core temperature of the sun, because we are far away from the sun. The distance is 150 million kilometers. So we are away 150 kilometer million kilometer हम दूर हैं किससे सूरज से. So that's why we could not feel the heat of the sun. And another could be the atmosphere. So the sunlight has to pass through the atmosphere to reach the surface of earth. So an atmosphere, it depends on the characters of atmosphere. So the distance between sun and the earth, 150 million kilometer, is known as astronomical unit. So what does it mean? If somebody asks you what is the astronomical unit, astronomical unit actually is the distance between sun and the earth. So now we are coming the planets. So as I told you, sun at the center, then now we have a rest of the planets. They are being surrounding and rotating and the revolving around the sun. So they are rotating their own axis and revolving around the orbit to the earth. So till 2006, the solar system was defined as contain 9 planets. So after 2006, one planet was abrogated, was being released from the solar system. So this is no more the part of solar system. So what the planet we have a Mercury, we have Venus, we have Earth, we have Mars, we have a Jupiter, we have a Saturn, we have Uranus, we have Neptune and Pluto. So this is the series of 8 planets. So this series on the basis of the distance. So first we have a Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, then we have a Saturn. So either you can classify the planets on the basis of their distance from the sun, or their composition, or on their size. So there could be a different classification. So all of them revolve around the sun in the same direction. The orbit of the planet lie roughly on the same plane, is called elliptical. The plane of Earth orbit, the planetary orbits are almost circular except those of Mercury, Pluto, which are elongated. So most of they are being circular, but the Pluto and the Mercury, they are being elongated. A planet, what is being defined as a celestial body, is being orbiting around the sun and has significant mass for self-gravity to overcome the rigid body forces. So it's similar. It is a mass. These planets, what does mean a planet? Is in a round shaped mass which has been roll around the sun, and it's been held there due to the force of gravity, and it contains the shape, and it is the shape. So like the planets are classified in 2 groups: the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and the Mars. So these are called the inner planets, and they are the outer planets, which are called the Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So these are the outer planets, and other are the inner planets. In 2006, astronomer decided that the Pluto cannot be classified as a planet because of its much smaller size. It was moved out of the list of planets into another group called the dwarf planets. So now the Pluto is a dwarf planet. It's no more a planet, because when they consider their size, they thought that it is too small to consider the planets. So now again, one was the inner and the outer planets. There is also another classification of the planets. One is called the terrestrial planets, and other are the Jovian planets. So terrestrial planets, which are the Mercury, Venus, Earth, and the Mars. are more or less the same size as Earth are made of the similar material or rock material. So they terrestrial planets, which are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, they are why they are being called terrestrial planets, because they contains the rocks and metals. In other words, they are called the rocky planets. It's not like the other don't have the rocky material, but they have also. But the material in a Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars is more dominant in terms of rocks. They have also, but there's a small portion. So the Jovian planets, which is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, are much larger than the Earth, are mostly composed of hydrogen and helium gases. So Jovian planets, they are based on the gases. So they are called the gaseous planets, and the rest of terrestrial planets, the other are called the terrestrial planets. They are based on the rocks and the metals. So you can see here the terrestrial, these are the terrestrial planets. Terrestrial planet or our solar system: Mercury, then we have a Venus, then we have Earth, then we have Mars. So these are the terrestrial planets based on the rocks, because they have a hard material and metals, and these are the Jovian planets in the solar system, where we have a Jupiter, we have a Saturn, we have a Uranus, and we have a Neptune. So these are based on the different gases. So, but means the gas is dominant here. There's another phenomenon I told you. In solar system, we have a sun, we have a planets. So we discussed the planets. We have asteroids and the meteoroids. So what does mean by asteroids? Asteroids are the rocky and metallic objects orbiting around the sun, but they are in small size to be considered planets. So they are similar like the Earth. The rest of the planets, they are being moving around the sun. They are also being moving around the sun, but their size is too small as compared to the rest of the planets. So that's why they are not being considered the planets. So the word asteroid means the star-like. So if you follow the meaning, of the so it's been called like the stars. So asteroids are called the minor planets, though they are not being planets in terms of science. But at the same time, they are called the minor planets. They are also been the leftovers. I'll tell you the details. So the asteroids, they are very in size, which has diameter about 1,000 kilometer down to the size of pebbles. 16 asteroids. So they can be a very variation in terms of size. They can be smaller, they can be big. So if you might have seen the rocks or pebble rocks. They are the having a big size. So asteroids are being considered the big asteroids, which have a good size or big size. They are like they have a similar size of the pebbles. So 16 asteroids have a diameter of 240 kilometer greater. The larger asteroids are called planetoids. So actually asteroids, they are leftovers when there was a evolution of solar system. When जब solar system बन रहा था, at that time the rest of the planets were in the process of making. They were in making process, similar to asteroids, but they could not attain the complete shape, complete process, and they left over. And because of their smaller size, they are not being called the asteroids, or they are not being called the planets. So what is being said, they are called the minor planets. So if in minor planets, what the asteroids we have, if the asteroids have a bigger size, sometimes they are called the planetoids. The Italian astronomer Giuseppe Piazzi first time discovered the asteroids called Ceres in 1801. So 1801, one was the Italian astronomer. He discovered the asteroid first time, which was Ceres, was called Ceres. So in 1801. So asteroids are considered the material that was left over during the formation of solar system. So जब हमारा solar system बन रहा था, ये process में था, तो उस वक्त ये चीजें बच गई, जो बाद में जाके asteroids बन रहे. One opinion is that they are the remains of planets that was destroyed in the massive collision long ago. कुछ का ख्याल ये है कि जब वो प्लैनेट्स बन रहे थे और जो मूव हो रहे थे आपस में उनका टकराव हुआ, तो उन टकराव की सूरत में उनके पार्ट्स बन गए, वो अलग हो गए, और वो पार्ट्स जो है एस्ट्रॉइड्स है. बट आफ्टरवर्ड्स that theory was rejected, but more likely asteroids are material that never coalesced with the planet. So ये भी कहा जाता है कि ये वो मटेरियल हैं जब वो ना तो कभी प्लैनेट्स के हिस्सा थे या वो प्लैनेट्स के साथ टकराव हुआ था उनका. So there are millions of asteroids. You can see these are the asteroids which are being found in the solar system. So there are millions of asteroids ranging in size from hundreds of miles to, to several feet across. So it has a different sizes. So if the mass of all asteroids collected, it will be less than that of the mass of the moon. So अगर हम इन सारों एस्ट्रॉइड्स का मास कलेक्ट करके इनको ज्वाइन टुगेदर कर दें, इकट्ठा करके, फिर भी इनका मास इतना बनेगा जो हमारा चांद है उससे भी कम बनेगा. So that's why they could not be called the planets. So यानी कि आप सारे एस्ट्रॉइड्स को इकट्ठा करें, उनको जमा करें, उनको आपस में मिलाएं, उनका मास इतना नहीं होगा जितना हमारे चांद का है. So they are too small. So despite their size, asteroids can be dangerous. Many have hit Earth in the past, and more will crash into our planet in the future. So ये कहा जाता है कि though they are being too small, but still we have some sort of fears, still they can come to the Earth and hit the Earth, so they can bring lots of destruction. So most of asteroids exist between the orbits of Mars and the Jupiter, which is called the asteroid belt. So though they are being in solar system, they are being occupying the space in the solar system, and they are also being moving around the sun. But the particular orbit or particular place or the zone where most of the asteroids are being found, it is called the asteroid belt. It is between the Mars and Jupiter. So ज्यादातर ये जो asteroids हैं वो Jupiter और Mars के दरमियान पाए जाते हैं. इस खित्ते को, इस जोन को, इस बेल्ट को हम एस्ट्रॉइड्स बेल्ट कहा जाता है या कहते हैं. Now we are coming to the comets. आपने asteroids पढ़ लिया. Now we are coming to they are similar. The comets are relatively small, fragile, irregular shaped bodies. They also been left over in the process of solar system when the solar system were in initial state. It was in a making process. The similar comets were also being left over. But what is the characteristic of comets? The asteroids are rocky one. The comets are ice. They are ice dirt balls. So they are icy dirt balls. So they are mostly, the comets are based on the icy material. So which mostly form the outer solar system. So हमें ये क्या बताता है कि why it is being the comets are being containing ice material? Because they are far away from the sun when they are being making process. So that's why they are so cool and contains the ice. So most of the comets have an elliptical orbit. They cut across the orbit of the planet, pushing them very close to the sun and then swing them away from, often past Pluto. So they are so away from the sun when it comes to the rotation. Sometimes they also come to closer to the sun, but most of the time they remain so away from the sun. The most distant comets may take more than 30 million years to complete one orbit. So जो सबसे दूर कॉमेट्स पाया जाता है, सबसे दूर कॉमेट है सूरज से, उसको कितना है? इट टेक्स 30 मिलियन ईयर्स टू कंप्लीट वन ऑर्बिट. यानी कि उसको 30 मिलियन साल लगते हैं अपना चक्कर पूरा करने में. सो कॉमेट्स with smaller orbital path can take less than 200 years to orbit the sun. जो comets with smaller orbital path can less than the 200 years to orbit the sun. तो जो करीब हो जाते हैं, यानी कि जिनका ऑर्बिट छोटा होता है, तो वो उनको सिर्फ 200 साल लगते हैं एक ऑर्बिट पूरा करने में. So the composition, when you talk about the composition, what is difference between comets and the asteroids? The main difference is the composition, the material they contain. The composition is the main difference between the asteroids and the comets. The asteroids are made of metals and the rock, while the comets are made of the ice. So if somebody asks you what is difference between comets and the asteroids, so asteroids are made of the rocky material, they also contain the metals, while the comets are made of the ice, dust, and the rocky, and also some rocky material. So both asteroids and comets were formed early process of solar system. I told you before when the solar system was in a making process 4.4 billion ago, asteroid formed much closer to the sun, because asteroid was closer to the sun. They formed closer to the sun, where it was too warm for ice to maintain. So at the beginning, though they contained the ice, but because they formed close to the sun, so ice was melted, so ice was gone. So that's why they are so warm or the hot. While comets formed away from the sun, where ice could not melt. So जो एस्ट्रॉइड्स थे वो सूरज के करीब बनना शुरू हुए, और जो कमेट्स थे वो सूरज के बहुत दूर थे, तो उसकी वजह से उनमें आइस पाई गई, और वो आइस जो है ना वो मेल्ट नहीं हो पाई. So that's why they are the icy sandy balls. So when comets are away from the sun, they remain very cold and ice that balls. So जब comets सूरज से दूर होते हैं तो वो ठंडे होते हैं, और they are based on icy dirt balls. As they approach close the sun, they begin to warm and material start to evaporate. जब वो सूरज के करीब आना शुरू करते हैं तो क्या होता है, then the evaporation starts. So the material is being inside, and that they start to evaporate. So उसमें क्या होता है, the evaporizing gases carry small dust grain with them, which are added to atmosphere as a gas and dust. तो वो उसे melting शुरू हो जाती है, तो उसमें जो डस्ट और जो गैसेस पाई जाती हैं, और यानी कि कॉमेट्स में जब कॉमेट सूरज के करीब आता है तो एवापोरेशन शुरू हो जाती है, वेपोराइज हो जाता है, यानी कि वो गर्म होना शुरू करता है. जब वो गर्म होना शुरू होता है तो उसके अंदर जो गैसेस होती हैं और जो डस्ट होती हैं, वो डस्ट भी उनसे निकलना शुरू करती हैं, एंड देन दे बिकम द पार्ट ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर. फिर वो एटमॉस्फेयर में शामिल हो जाती हैं. एक और फेनोमेना भी है, एक और टर्म भी है, विच इज कॉल्ड मेट्रॉइड्स. तो वी हैव एस्ट्रॉइड्स, वी हैव मेट्रॉइड्स, एंड वी हैव मेट्रोइड्स. So we will discuss that what does it mean. So while moving through the space, asteroids sometimes come closer to each other, collide, and break up into smaller fragments. Comets shed dust as they roam the solar system. The breakup result in numerous small particles and fragments called the meteoroids, which orbit around the sun. The meteoroids are small and rocky. As they approach to the Earth, they burn up into the Earth's atmosphere. So what happens when they roll around the sun? Sometimes they come closer, they come closer, they collide together. जब उनका आपस में टकराव होता है तो उसमें टूट फूट होती है, तो उनसे कुछ चीजें टूटती हैं, वो निकलती हैं. सिमिलर कमेट्स भी इसी तरह हो जाते हैं, तो उनसे यानी कि दे शेड ऑफ द डस्ट, उनसे फिर वो मट्टी निकलती है, एंड दे बिकम द पार्ट ऑफ एटमॉस्फेयर. तो ये क्या कहता है, जब वो ब्रेकअप होता है एंड दे कन्वर्ट टू स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स, जाहिर बात है, दे कम towards the earth. So once most meteoroids are small and rocky, as they approach the earth, they burn up into the atmosphere, earth atmosphere. So क्या होता है, when they comes towards the earth, and they have to pass through the atmosphere. So when they are in atmosphere, जब वो atmosphere में आते हैं, तो they start to burn. तो उनमें आग लग जाती है. Sometimes you also see from through your eyes, that something is coming out, a star-like or shiny-like, glowing-like, twinkling like, object which is coming down towards the surface. Actually, these are the breakups parts of the asteroids or the meteoroids. So we call them the meteors. So the other name of these meteors is called the shooting stars, or sometimes they are being called the falling stars, because they are coming towards the earth and they shade up and they are being expired suddenly. Sometimes they also hit the ground and they bring some destruction as there. So it was all about the sun, the universe, and the solar system. Now, before I had thought that I should go for separate video lecture, but then I realized that this is so interrelated to each other, because when you talk about start the process of evolution of universe, then there's a series of making of some other physical phenomena. So we had a universe, then we had a galaxies, then we have stars, and then we have astronomical objects, then stars. We have a solar system. In a solar system, we had what to say, the planets, the asteroids, the comets. So this is the series of phenomena which is happening here. So I hope what we discussed, we understood it all about. So if you have any query, you can ask me. If you have any question or any confusion, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll welcome your comments. So if you like my videos or lecture, please like, share, and subscribe. See you very soon. Till then, take care of yourself.